Let's see.
Yo.
My man Klutz, how you feeling, sir?
I'm straight, man. I'm good. How you feeling?
You might not know my old crusty ass. My name is through that.
Nah, of course, man.
How you feeling, brother?
Man, I feel great. I mean, battle drops and everything. You know, today is my off day. I only get one off day a week, so you know I feel
Yes, sir.
good.
Yes, sir. So, I guess the first question I'll ask is this. How do you feel about the battle? After watching it now, in the building and then watching it afterwards now?
In the building, it was all love. It was great. A lot of the consensus in the building was that I won all three type shit, right? I have a tough time judging my own battles in real time.
Okay.
So like I kind of couldn't call it, especially with a guy like JC. I'm such a fan type shit that like.
Right.
So.
You said he was your idol. You said he was your idol in your bars. I pay attention to that.
One of them for sure. Like him, Lux. You know, a lot. I study a lot of surf too, just like certain shit. B-Dot. I started digging B-Dot a lot more.
Okay.
When he's on the rooftops, when it was just no crowd.
All right.
Phenomenal. I studied him versus Saga when it's for me to start getting into my writing bags, my battles that I study. But yeah, but I knew that going into the, I knew that on the or when it dropped, it would be a different feel. Like I knew that it would be a lot more JC1.
That fan base, that JC fan base,
all of that. But I've gotten far more love than I could have ever anticipated. So it's real dope.
Klutz, only thing I knew about you, sir, prior going to this battle was the Loso joint.
Right.
And respectfully, when I say this, I watched it because I rock with Loso, right? Going into this battle, I said, I got JC clearly when beating this man. No disrespect to the young boys and stuff, I'm an old head. I'm going to always stick with my class and the guys, the old heads, respectfully, right?
Right.
But Klutz, when I say this, I mean this genuinely, young brother. I was thoroughly, and when I say thoroughly, you see me tweeting your bars, thoroughly impressed with you, man. I thought you did phenomenal work. Like, what is it to get the call, when you got the call for JC, what's going through your mind?
Man, everything that the fans, that you guys thought going in, I thought it. You know, like, why would JC take this battle? Like, oh, JC finna come in there and try to kill me. He knows, you know, people are looking at him like he's on a a downward spiral or whatever people wanted to say about him, all that bullshit. So I thought about all of this and I'm like, man, it's an amazing opportunity, but I got to get to work. It's like I have to make sure that I'm on point, because one thing I know about JC is that he's gonna be good every time. Right. So yeah, it caught me off guard, JC, this early, but I knew that I was ready for it, and it made me feel good that P and the staff felt like I was ready for it as well.
But all right, let's take our time here. So you come from when Body Bag Battle League. Is that where you started battling first at?
I started battling originally in Arkansas.
Arkansas, right?
Okay. It's like where I really started it out. Bills, shout out to Bills. He's amazing. He saw me by way of Jackboy, Maine. Jackboy saw me battling in like Oklahoma one day, like in one battle. I had a battle on like a week prep. Jackboy saw me, told Bills about me, and then from there I've been, rocking with Bills and Body Bag, and yeah, and that's really why funny enough, I've only battled on Body Bag one time, right? I have one battle. I just don't battle a lot, especially after after my girl passed in 2020. I really was done. I was really done. Right. So it was.
My condolences, my brother. My condolences.
I appreciate you. It was Bill that got me back into it. He called me for the first Crucible. I said no. He called me for the second Crucible. I said no. And then, a few weeks later, something like that, I thought about it and I was like, man, if Bills ask me, because it's Bills, if you ask me again, I'm gonna say yes. And he's around being he persevered or whatever, and he messed around and asked me again. He was like, "Man, you sure about that?" And I was like, "All right, man, I'm gonna have some shit ready."
Klutz, can I ask you a question real quick? Not to cut your wisdom off, but was there a part of you that wanted Bills to call you back though?
Yeah. It was one of those where it's like, well, a part of me wanted him to, and a part of me didn't, and that's why I said I'm not gonna call him. I'm gonna see if he calls me again.
Gotcha.
And if the universe don't work that way and he don't call me again, then I just won't go for it. But he did, and the rest was history.
And you go to the Crucibles after that, I take it, right?
I did the Crucible, and I just, I gave him all. I don't half-ass anything. I gave him all, and like that was it. And did phase 1, phase 2, which obviously I said in my first round, it hasn't dropped yet. That was probably my best, most well-written performance I probably had.
Was there a part of you wishing that they would have dropped that battle before the JC battle so we can get more familiar?
Yes.
With you going through your brain?
Yeah, yes, because when I think about like it all makes sense. That was the battle where like Nunu FaceTime Lux in my third round. That was that battle. So like when you see that, because when you hear, oh man, they're saying he's the next Lux, which I don't buy into the whole next Lux shit. But when you hear people saying that and you wonder why I got JC so early, that battle would make a lot more sense.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you get to the Crucibles, you get a phone call from JC. Now the writing process, when you're writing there, how are you like leaving me alone? Are you locked in the dungeon somewhere knowing that you're battling someone that you really rock with heavy? How's that work?
Well, my thing is I'm always writing. Like I'm always writing, and I'm always locked in. So I don't really have to I don't have to tell people, hey, don't leave me alone right now, I'm writing, because I'm always thinking of balls. We could be kicking it, I'm gonna be thinking of shit, all of that. And it like Foots, I remember when we got our ops and shit, Foots hit me up like a week later, like a week after we got our ops. He's like, hey man, yeah, like bro, you started writing yet? And I was like, man, I got like 4 drafts, like 4.5 drafts, like done type shit. Like it's been a week. Like what am I supposed to do?
Right. Right.
Yeah. It was one of those where with as much respect to JC as possible, it could have been anybody. I'd have wrote this.
Excuse me, sir. Wait a minute. Excuse me, sir. You want to put it back in subtitles? Slow it down.
Yeah. Like I said, like JC, I knew I had to up my shit, but it could have literally been anybody, and I would have wrote my life away like it was JC.
And you know what? It's so funny you said that, because I had it written down listening to you. I said, why is Klutz comfortable? I'm looking at you. I've been watching battle for years. I'm looking at a young person like yourself. I'm like, I'm not really familiar with the brother's work, but why does he look so comfortable on stage? Why does he fit the part? Now, people, let me ask you about your name right quick. Where did the name Klutz come from? Because I see people try to be funny and name and everything like that. Can you tell us about the name Klutz, please?
No, okay, so is because that's the type of person that I am. Like,
okay.
I'm that guy that is literally, I'm like the smartest motherfucker in the room, but I will do some stupid shit. Like I'm the smartest motherfucker in the room, but like I'm the motherfucker that just does some random dumb, like low common sense shit just because, like, I don't know. I just be, that's just how I am. It's just like my mindset. But like it originally just came from like my homeboys calling me a Klutz all the time. I did Klutz like shit. So
your homeboys birthed you that name?
Yeah, one of my homeboys.
That's when you know it's real Klutz. When your man's never birthed you, there you go.
It was one of those, and like it was one of my homeboys. Like I said, it was so like I think it makes it more real because I'm such a smart person. You wouldn't expect how many, like, all the fuck ups. Like I just do a lot of shit that's just like, man, you're too smart to be doing shit like that. But I just do. And so it's just real to me. Like the name itself, it just fits me perfectly.
If you mind me asking, how old are you?
25.
25. Oh, okay. You went to college?
I went a year. I realized it wasn't for me. I went to college because I felt like I had to.
Okay.
And I felt like that was in.
Was that because of your parents?
Huh?
Was that because of your parents?
My parents, because I was smart.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was in gifted classes and shit, honors classes and shit. So I'm like, man, if I'm this smart, I'm supposed to go to college. And that was just the wrong mindset to go into college with. And I just, you know, it took me a year, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm wasting my folks' money and shit. So I went ahead and just got into the workforce, started making money.
So, as JC's first, so how are you feeling the morning of the battle? How is there emotions? Are you nervous? Because you hide it real well if you were on stage. I can promise you that. You hide it real well.
I was nervous a month before the battle. I was nervous the whole time. It was funny. I walked up to JC the day before, him and O-Red, and Red asked me, he's like, "You nervous?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" Like I was nervous, but I also said, the more nervous I am, I work well under pressure. The more nervous I am, the more comfortable I will look on stage.
I've heard that throughout battle rappers say that throughout the years. It's funny saying that.
I don't know how that way, but if you want to, like, if I look super comfortable against JC because it's like all of those nerves climaxed to one point where it was like, you know what, fuck it. And so, yeah.
Word. So JC's first round, what's going through your mind as you listen to JC's first round?
He was cooking. He was cooking in the first, and what's so hilarious is that my first in my writing process was my weakest round. So I was like,
all right, he said he thought your first round was your best round. I disagree on that.
A lot of people thought my first was my best, right? And in the building, the way I performed and everything, it did appear to be at least other than the third. I mean, either the first or the third.
But you know, I feel that way because when you came out, you were poking holes at people's slogans, the way you're doing it, and you're dry. You have a dry sense of humor, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really exuded out on camera and everything like that.
It was extremely intentional. This is one thing about me. Hey, you hear me? I just got a phone call. You hear me?
You good, brother. You good.
So, one thing you can hear me, right?
You good now. Now you good.
About me is that everything that I do from a writer's perspective is extremely intentional. Everything. So even every letter, extremely intentional. I did the Lux slogan. That was intentional because I knew I wrote that before the flyers dropped, but I knew when the flyers dropped, there would be a whole bunch of jokes about, oh, he's supposed to get Lux, but he got Klutz. I knew all of that.
Right.
I'm gonna make up a little, like a parody on Lux's slogan to kind of break the ice. And then, you know, surf shit. I saw people in the comments like, he keep mentioning surf, extremely intentional. Because I originally was gonna have an angle about how he begged for surf for so long and lost.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? How about I just give him slick reminders of surf riddled throughout my material? He's like Easter eggs. So that's why I went into it with like the using other guys' slogan, like using surf slogans and stuff like that, because I wanted to just keep a constant reminder in his head. Because I know how I feel when there's an opponent that I feel like I didn't do that well against. I don't even like hearing it. So I wanted to keep reminding him of it.
You want to drum that?
Yeah.
I write so good. I make niggas like you look left-handed. I'm just...
You know, hey, and people don't know this, that's a slogan. I'm making it a slogan. That's my second time using that. But the battle that I used it the first time was the Phase 2 joint that ain't dropped. That's the first time I used it.
So let's say it was slogans, Klutz, because I think the slogan right now might be Fix Your Grammar. You might get some merch. Or some Fix Your Grammar. I see people going hard with the Fix Your Grammar. I even see you talking about it on social media.
The Fix Your Grammar is like, that is, I didn't expect, I knew it was a hit or miss because, you know, the marketing that I'm a nerd type shit is like, it is hit or miss. But I was like, I have to do it in a way that niggas are gonna be able to appreciate.
Hard.
I'll tell you this, I didn't expect when I said I hate when niggas don't know the difference between there, and there. I didn't expect the crowd to agree with me. I didn't expect.
I think because you let it breathe a little bit when you said it though, Klutz. I think it's little nuances is when you said it, you made it breathe for a little bit.
Yeah.
You said it.
Yeah. And that was just like, that was just my comfort level, right?
Right.
Like I wanted them to hear it, and I wanted to set space, there, and there. Shit makes, because like originally I was just gonna say like I was just gonna be like, makes me want to grip a hammer, like kind of aggressive. But when niggas agreeing with me, I kind of changed the tone of it. I was like, shit makes me want to grip a hammer, because it's like everybody agrees. So I'm gonna tell y'all what I like, what I think when I hear it. So it was just like the Fix Your Grammar was like one of those. Was like, yeah, that shit hit pretty crazy. But yeah, that battle ain't gonna be the last time you hear the left-handed shit.
Let me ask you a question also. Are you heavy with the double entendres and triple entendres? Are you just heavy with that?
Doubles, triples, quads.
Yeah,
I write them on. I write them on accident sometimes, but yeah, doubles, triples, quads, like any like shit that you wouldn't even think like Pardon the Wave is a triple. I literally everything that I say, Juice and Concentration is a quad.
That was hard.
That's a quad.
That's the Hitler, right? The Hitler, Juice and Concentration.
Yeah, it's Hitler, and I'm gonna go live with Danny breaking down the whole battle. But it's the Hitler, Juice, and Juice and Concentration. It's O.J. Simpson. His nickname is the Juice.
Right.
And I see the part about me where I have Juice and Concentration, but then also Orange Juice has concentration in it. So,
but Klutz, even when you say shit like, bitch, you give me snitch vibes, type to hit the court, turn Magic Johnson and point like 6'9". I'm from the 80s era. Magic Johnson, my favorite point guard of all time. Bruh. I'm from Brooklyn, so Johnson the snitch, point like that shit like that. I'm like, yo, I had to stop that shit, rewind that shit like
that, bruh. And the
Klutz, you understand something? I don't be like a lot of you young niggas, man. I don't be like a lot of you young niggas. So when I'm rewinding your shit, I'm like, yo, this brother is rapping. You know what I mean?
I write my bars on my phone. I tried to write with pen and paper. That shit, I write. I feel like I think too fast to write with paper. But yeah, no, that 6ix9ine shit is like what was so funny about it is that Nitty caught me after the battle, and you'll see when he battles a Flair, he had a just like it. And if you have a bar just like Rum Nitty, it's like
feel it right. It's like feel it right.
And when I tell you like just like it was like almost word for word. His bar was like because like I said, it's in his like third versus a Flair. He said some shit like there's a lot of niggas hitting the 6'9" point like Johnson, and it's like the same shit like. And I was like, that is super fire. That like, on the same wave. Punchline.
I'm not criticizing your form, JC. I'm criticizing your shots on that shit. You're talking from a fan's perspective that some of us bloggers might who rock with JC say that sometimes. Also, when you saying that, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's me. Like I told you, I wrote that bar before the flyer dropped. This is me speaking to you. I told you when I got the name, I thought about all of this stuff. Why is he taking me? Blah, 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 blah. As a fan of JC, I was mad that he chose to battle me right then, As a JC fan, I'm like, bro, that was stupid to lock in this battle right now. But
well,
I'm right.
To your credit, though, respectfully, who person like myself who recaps battles, do you credit yourself in the sense that he wrote better against you than he did against Surf?
I think that he
had no choice, but
I'd have to watch them side by side. I don't know if he wrote better for me against Surf. I just think that he wrote more free. I think that he felt he needed an approach for Surf, and that approach, where it may not have worked the way that he wanted to, against me, he just rapped.
Okay.
So approach is extremely important. So I can't say that he wrote better for me than against Surf, because his approach was different. If he would have just went like, you know what, I'm just gonna bar surf life away.
Right.
It'd have been amazing.
Okay.
So
your thoughts on JC's second round though?
Fire. That was when he had the atheist bar.
That was
like
crazy.
I turned around on camera. Like I literally turned around so I could react properly without the camera catching it. Like I was like, that was insane. Like that bar was insane.
And when he said,
I love
act like monsters and deserve Oscars, how they rip apart. I liked all that shit. JC was saying shit though, man. You know,
love it. I loved his second. I mean, I loved all three of his.
Me too.
His third was my favorite.
His third. All right, so talk about your second round. Was that your favorite round?
My favorite round, yes, because contrary to popular belief, I'm not big. Myself, my third round was extremely like I set aside. I don't count it. My third, like I like that I did it because I feel like it helped me a lot, like therapeutically. But like it was a tough round to write and perform. Second is easily my favorite round that I wrote. I think that is extremely complex.
Can I ask you a question now? Because if people, right, what I'm noticing, right, I had you winning the battle 3, or I got a 2-part question. Some people are saying, yo, 3, you president of the moment because Klutz a new nigga. So, of course, you won't. I said, my nigga, I didn't think Klutz was going to beat JC. So, we're going into the battle. I thought JC was going to beat this man soundly. And I'm sorry, after watching the battle twice, I never felt JC won the battle, respectfully. I got Klutz with a 30. Gentleman's 30. Got a body bag. They was going to war. Don't get it twisted. You dig what I'm saying? But if there was one round that I thought people gave JC, was the second round.
Second, yeah, his second was fire. My second, the thing about my second is that it's extremely layered, like ridiculously layered. That's it. The breakdown on it would take so long because, like,
I got lines though, Klutz. I got lines. We can talk. If we was the last 2 pens standing, it would be a 7-10 split, and that's why I can spare you. Yo,
that's why, like that, like the way that the story that I tell throughout that second that starts with the Ja Morant shit.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that starts with the Ja shit. That's like, all right.
Stop the business from the streets. How you put JC? Oh my God.
Like Grizzly One. Like all of that, like everything that goes into that, like, and I linked everything. So like all my rhymes are linked to where it's an endless rhyme pattern the whole round. So I wrote it so, specifically,
right?
Tailored it so specifically, and I hit so many different points where I talk about how you went from Surf to Klutz. I talk about how, you did the chiller shit of the Timberland and Nike. That Timberland and Nike bleeds into me talking about how everybody raps about the streets, but I'm just not that guy. I don't need that. And then I talk about, niggas, niggas using gun bars because they ain't gangs. All of that. I touch all of those different bases. I talk about the Ultimate Madness shit. I talk about everything in that round. So I just layered it so tightly and discreetly. That is my favorite round.
Pull off this JC miracle, then lay foot and soul on water with ease. I like how you put your own class.
Yeah,
that shit was crazy.
No, and hey, here's a little like funny like piece of that. Obviously, I left out authentic, right?
Yes.
And the funniest part about that is I wrote that bar for authentic. When Foots and Souffleur battled, and then Ease and Hansel battled, I thought that they were going to make me an authentic battle. So I wrote that bar. Like, me and authentic wasn't locked in or nothing. I just started writing for him because I thought it was going to. So that bar, I wrote it for authentic.
Wow.
So that's why it wasn't in it. Is because it wasn't like I thought of the bar writing for him type shit.
Klutz, refresh my memory, brother. Was it the second round when you went into that flow pocket? Like,
yeah. The Dream Big Rockets at the Man House, knocking, take the dread out, lockpick, like that shit. Yeah, that is. And the layers on that is like everything is a punchline. Everything is a punch. Even when I say I'm in, like I'm in, he pray. I'm in and he pray. I literally like everything is a punchline.
Right.
So just to get me to the coffins polished and get me to the comment from a side bitch shit.
And JC's third round, I liked a lot. His bitch was out getting pedicures, and she came with toe tags.
Yeah.
JC was wilding at third round too, though, Klutz.
That was JC's third, like I said, that was my favorite round.
How everybody trying to act like Big Meech and his son can't even play him right. That was hard. So let me ask you a question about your third